Maido, Japan fans. In today's show, we're going to talk about what works when we're presenting online and what doesn't work. Present Master Shimasho. This is the fourth year of the Presentations Japan series podcast, and we are beaming around the world to you from sunny Minato-ku here in Tokyo. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy, committed to your success, the president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan and best-selling author, Japan Sales Mastery and Japan Business Mastery. My new book, Japan Presentations Mastery, will be released shortly. Through this podcast, I want to help you become a better speaker who is clear, confident, persuasive, and highly influential with those around you. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentations Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. Every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. This is episode number 243, and we are talking about a smile, voice energy, eyeline makes such a difference when presenting online. Once upon a time, we taught public speaking and presentation skills in a classroom with tons of people all seated together right next to each other. We moved to teaching everything live online since February 2020. So what has been the difference? Surprisingly, not as much as we expected. The one big difference is the lack of opportunity to employ full body emphasis when presenting because everyone is mainly sitting in front of a screen. You can use a standing desk, but even so, the camera will cut you off at the thigh level, so we are not getting the full body power. There are a few tricky things about gestures when using fake backgrounds, which, by the way, seem to be standard now. What are the things that stand out most in the online presenting environment? Smiling is definitely one which has disappeared when people are on screen. I don't know why this is the case. Perhaps we are more self-conscious in front of a camera? Or is this now such a serious business world that smiling is out of fashion? Think of any online meeting you have attended recently and ask yourself, was anyone smiling when they made their comments or gave their reports? I was teaching a class on presenting skills online recently, and what a difference it made when people would smile during their talks. Not every subject lends itself to smiling, of course, but there are bound to be good news in there somewhere, and that is the time to trot out that big smile of yours. It is congruent with the content of the talk, so it works. It is also such a connector with the audience, it really drives up the engagement factor with an audience. We've all been doing these online meetings for 18 months now, yet most people still haven't mastered the medium. I know it is difficult because the camera lens is 10 centimeters above the faces on the screen. However, take a look at the eyeline of the participants in the next meeting. How many are framed in the screen so that there is a half body showing and their head is at about 2/3 height on camera. Many will still have their heads cut off and they are arranged at the very bottom of the screen like they have been decapitated. Or they will have the camera lens angle shooting straight up their nostrils. Not an attractive look, that one. When we get the camera lens at Eyeline and we speak while looking at the camera, we are now using the medium as it was designed. The camera can bring us into the world of the viewer, and we can be speaking directly to them through the lens. When we are looking down at the faces on screen, well, we have broken off eye contact, and we seem like we are looking down on everyone. It is the equivalent of giving a face-to-face speech without ever looking at your audience. In fact, you are speaking to the floor the whole time. Now, I've seen speakers actually do that, but it is totally ineffective. The same with the online world. Talk to the people through the lens, and you will get your message across much more impressively. Find out more. We come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public programs, but we also do custom-made in-house classes. Now, we do them in our super safe classroom, we do them live online, and we do them in Japanese, and we do them in English. Now, today's show is brought to you by, from our professional leadership series, on the 25th of June, we're doing the delegation process. July 2nd, we're doing addressing mistakes. 6th of July, motivational leadership. 9th of July, vision, mission, values. You can find out more about those programs on our website at enjapan.dalecarnegie.com, and you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, that's the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery, and my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery. If you like learning by watching videos, we have over 1,000 for you there on Japan Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, which is the premier business show in Japan, comes out Mondays. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders in Japan from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. We mainly use our voices when presenting online. Yet what about gestures? Gestures can support what we are saying by bringing more physical energy to the point. If you have framed yourself properly, then you can use your hands on screen. There are a few best practices though. Firstly, don't wave your hands around because the fake backgrounds will disappear them at certain points. So, hold your hands at between shoulder and head height so that they can be easily seen, and hold the gesture rather than trying to move it too much. Also, if you want to show some item on screen, use your own body as the shield and show it in front of you. The fake background won't be able to disappear it on you when you do it this way. Most people I see online are using the same speaking voice range they use all the time in the in-person world. When we are presenting, we are no longer a part of the audience. We are on stage, be it in a venue or online. That means we need to bring a lot more energy to what we are saying in order to attract the audience to our message. When we're online, we also need to compensate for the fact that the camera will sap 20% of our power, and we will come across as having less energy than usual. You may have noticed that most people speaking online sound like they are in downers. We need to get that voice energy up and start directing it at key words we want to emphasize in our sentences. Not every word in a sentence has the same value, so we need to pick out key words and phrases and make them hot by hitting them harder. Most online presenters have a long way to go with this medium. The experience gained over the last year or so hasn't improved them, actually. They are still making fundamental mistakes. These can be easily corrected. And it just takes greater awareness and some practice to get it right. So, let's think again about what we are doing here and how we are doing it. Apply these ideas and you will immediately be in the top 1% of online presenters simply because everyone else is clueless, hopeless, and way underpowered. Thank you for joining the Presentations Japan series. If you got value from today's show, spread the love around and share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you have learned today, use it, and go out there and become a presentations legend. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.